officially got back yesterday.
Oh,
No. See, I...
Right to go. Morning everyone, Chris Murray, Detective Inspector, Officer in Charge of the Arson Explosives Squad. I'm here today to announce a $500,000 reward for information in relation to the tragic death of Katie Tangi. As you're well aware, Katie was tragically killed on the 16th of January this year. What we know, and I can recap, is on the 16th of January at around 2:30 a.m, two offenders attended at an address in Dover Street in Truganina. There they poured accelerant into the premises. Katie was house sitting at the time, completely unaware what was about to transpire. Unfortunately, she died as a result of that horrific attack, that targeted attack. We hope this $500,000 reward will grab people's attention. Moreover, this is not a general call to the community, but those within the criminal fraternity. That's the community we are targeting, and we hope there's $500,000 worth of reasons for them to come forward. We know there's people out there who know what has happened here. These two faceless and gutless individuals that carried out this attack, we just need some names to those faces. And we know there's people out there who will know what has occurred. They would have spoken about it. And if they've got any sense of remorse, you know, hopefully they've shared that with others. In terms of the investigation, it is progressing, and it's something which we're committed to solving, none the least for the family of Katie, who, you know, I know they would love some closure in relation to this matter. You know, we know in terms of the investigation, there was a vehicle, a dark-coloured BMW X5 or similar type of vehicle that was used in the commission of this offence. We have released a face image of an individual who's roughly between 25 to 30 years of Middle Eastern appearance. And we have released some CCTV footage in relation to the incident. We know we're one phone call away from cracking this investigation. We know that. You know, Crime Stoppers, I implore those that do have information. Now you've got $500,000 worth of reasons to call in and give us information we need to identify these two persons of interest. I'm happy to take some questions if anyone's got any.
Chris, I see as well in the media release there was a pseudonym, a nickname that you're looking at for a caller. Is there a particular name we should be reporting?
So all we have is the name Sam, and as you'd appreciate, that's pretty broad. You know, be that the Christian name, be that an anglicised name, be that a nickname, we just need that caller to call back and give us some more information in relation to that.
I mean, they haven't spoken with us publicly because they are too traumatised. How are they going?
Yeah, I think traumatised is the most appropriate word. They're absolutely gutted. You know, their daughter had rarely ventured out, was house sitting, and, you know, this most despicable and horrific crime happened in the early hours. I can only imagine the fear that would have been with her. They're struggling. And, you know, I keep drawing the spotlight back to the criminal community because there will be people there that know what's occurred. I mean, they have sisters, they have daughters, they have mothers. And I'd suggest even they would be disgusted as to what has happened here. And we need that information to solve this.
Do police have a better idea now of who was the intended target of that attack?
We're confident we know which address was targeted. Yes, we do. And we're absolutely confident as to the motives around why this occurred.
How many people are you looking for?
Well, certainly and obviously we start looking at those two that committed the act, and then there's those further up the tree that would have requested the services of these two individuals. So I don't know the exact number. Safe to say, you know, the investigation will dictate and tell us where that lands at a point in time.
Do investigators believe that Kaz Hamad was the instigator of this or the one who ordered the hit?
Well, I can say at this stage, I'm 6 months into the investigation now, and what I can say is this. Yes, he is involved. We say from the information we have that the illegal tobacco trade is front and centre in relation to why this incident occurred. We know there was a theft of his commodities, being illegal tobacco, and we know that he sought retribution. Unfortunately, the two, you know, the only word I can use is two buffoons who committed this act, they targeted the wrong address. Now, I will say this, I'm not suggesting that Kaz Hamad deliberately targeted and killed an innocent girl, Katie Tangi. I'm not suggesting that. What I'm saying, though, is that this act of retribution and tasking it out to these two individuals has led to the death of Katie. That's what I'm saying. So yes, he is involved, absolutely.
A property was, a warrant was issued on a property in Dandenong around a month ago in relation to this. Some items were seized. Can you talk to me about that?
So I won't go into particulars there. Safe to say we will do warrants at various stages of the investigation when we have information. It's certainly let us know further down the track. That said, you know, we do have some solid avenues of inquiry, which we will be actively pursuing. You know, this, from my squad's perspective, it is the most important and prioritised investigation we have.
How will the reward work given the ties to the criminal community, I suppose, and the fact that some of the most crucial information you might get might come from somebody involved in criminal activity?
It's not uncommon, that scenario. We make it work. I mean, it's probably not useful to unpack how that works here today, but safe to say we have policies, protocols and mechanisms to ensure that can work. And we, you know, that would be front and centre in any cooperation we would get. Yeah.
The person who was the intended target, have you been able to speak to them as well?
I'm not going to go into the intended target, not today anyway. Safe to say we're fairly confident, in fact we're very confident, that we know who the target was and the motive behind which I've explained. Yep.
The image that you've released, can you explain a bit more information about why police believe he might know something? Was he in the vicinity at the time? What's his relation?
Well, we've had the footage enhanced, and that's the best we can do in relation to, you know, getting some idea of what the suspect looked like. and that subsequently is what has been released.
Have you reached out to Kazim Hamid, or do you even know where he is in the world?
We know he's overseas. You know, where all is, if he wants to contact us and tell us, you know, because in fairness, I'd say I think even he would be disgusted as to what's transpired here. If he's got any sense of decency, I'm sure he would. I'm sure he can get us on the phone and let us know the two individuals who actually did this. They should be held accountable. They should be held responsible and brought to justice so we can give some closure to Katie's family. You know, I'm not going to call him, but if he wants to contact us, I'm sure he can do that.
And as well as Kaz, do you believe there might be other suspects or people of interest overseas?
Listen, there's individuals who frequently go offshore. In terms of what we're looking at here, we're fairly solid on the motive now. We're fairly solid on what's transpired. Our focus is to identify those two individuals who committed this act. Yes, others can be held accountable in various other ways, but we want to identify those two because they are solely responsible, in my view, for killing Katie, a completely innocent individual who had nothing to do with this illegal tobacco trade at all, was, you know, asleep in bed in the early hours. You know, one can only imagine how scared she must have been.
You said this investigation was at the top of your priority list.
It is at the
Katie-
top.
Yeah, and Katie is the first innocent bystander to be killed because of this.
Yes.
What does that mean? Like, what does that mean to you, the fact that an innocent bystander, she's the first, this is the top of your priority list?
Well, I think if you go back to some of my earlier commentary when the tobacco war started, I said, unfortunately, I don't like being right here, but I said someone innocent will die. And unfortunately, it has come to fruition. It's a tragedy. It shouldn't have happened.
And just again, really, can you just do that appeal to anyone watching our news tonight? Just what do you guys need?
Well, as I said, we've got $500,000 worth of reasons now for them to come forward. You know, it's a sizable amount of money. We know there's people out there who do know what's happened. We just need the names of the two that committed this and leave the rest to us.
Respecting that Katie's family, you know, want to remain very private at this time, is there anything though that you might be able to share on their behalf that they may have said to you about, you know, how important it is to them that they have some closure here, they get some justice?
Well, I think you've summed it up in what you've just said there. I mean, it's the fact that they can't talk about it, they are just so grief-stricken. And it's absolutely understandable why. So our job is to bring at least some closure to their daughter. And we hope to do that. And we're confident in doing that.
You're confident you'll catch these two guys?
I'm confident. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.